हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ત્યારે પ્રભુજી અમારી ભૂલને માફ કરજો પ્લીઝ. હરે કૃષ્ણ, દંડવત પ્રણામ. ટ્રાન્સલેશન.
કરી જ ન શકો કોઈ દિવસ. ભૂલ કરી જ ન શકો તમે.
हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल की एकमात्र हमारे गुरुदेव आध्यात्मिक गुरु के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन है जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धा पूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ। उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों से के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है। मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों के द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं। उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है। वे मेरी बंद आंखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं। जन्म जन्मांतरों से वे मेरे प्रभु है। वे प्रेमा भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं और अविद्या का नाश करते हैं। वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं। हे गुरुदेव, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतितात्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु एवं सभी लोगों के जीवन है। हे गुरुदेव, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने चरणों की छाया प्रदान कीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। हमारे शिक्षा गुरु की जय हो। दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी, कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। हमारा अपराधों ने क्षमा करजो प्रभु जी प्लीज। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू प्रभु।
हरे बोल। Rajiv Prabhu, it's yours now.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam, Prabhu.
May the blessings of Krishna is with you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Literally, my heart beat is going up and
Come on.
please.
You are a good speaker.
Thank you so much,
Remember,
Prabhu.
you are
I'll
not
try.
speaking to strangers. It's all family here.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, I completely understand. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Please let me know once you are able to see my screen. Hope you are able to see now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Please bless me. I'm able to make a justifications to this 1 hour class. I'll do my level best. So Mangalacharna is already done, I think so. So that's what I'll straight away go to the class now. So today we are talking chapter number 88 from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So next week, Saturday, we are talking on the
theme 28.
Yes, theme 28. And lesson number 134, chapter 34 to 36, chapter number 88 to 89. And today we are talking about chapter number 88, basically. That is Lord Shiva saved from the Vrakasura. So that is what we are going to discuss. And next week we are going to see chapter number 89 in the lesson 135. That is 1 to 20 of 65. That is Mrugumuni proved the supremacy of Lord Vishnu. And in the chapter number, lesson 136, that is chapter number 89, the continuation of the second session, that is chapter number 89, 21 to 65, up 65. The superiority of Sri Krishna, even above the Lord Vishnu, is shown by the Lord Mahavishnu stealing Brahmana's son. That's what we are going to see. Let's deep dive into this today's session. That is lesson number 130A4, theme 28. Here we are seeing 1 to 12 text.
Recap.
So recap is not mine, is it?
No, somebody else will be doing that.
Recap will be done by Samta Mataji today.
Okay, Samta Mataji, over to you then. Sorry, bro, we got confused. Samta Mataji, over to you then.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Sorry, got
Dandavat
confused.
pranam.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, Rajiv Prabhu, yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I thought maybe we are not having recap today, so I didn't
Yeah,
want to
even I got
disturb
confused,
you.
Mataji. Yeah, that's
No,
right.
Mataji, you can't escape.
no, I don't want to escape,
Krishna is waiting
Prabhuji.
for you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. So, yesterday we completed chapter 87 with the last verses from 40 to 50, which talks about, which is the concluding, these are the concluding verses of the Vedas, the 28 major Shrutis, wherein they conclude that devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest. So we will see, yesterday we saw all these verses in detail from 40 to 50. So this was in lesson, Prabhuji had divided lesson 133 into two parts, A and B. So yesterday Mataji very beautifully covered 133 lesson A, and today we will be doing the recap of lesson 133B, which is the concluding part of chapter 87. So here we get started with the verse 40, which talks about devotion and liberation. In these themes, the themes are realization of the divine, control of fortune, perspective of praise and criticism of for a devotee, and the power of bhakti, comparisons with the path, the comparison of the path of bhakti with the impersonalists, scriptural references that say that bhakti is the highest path, and the role of chanting and hearing in the devotional service. So, verse 40 is in detail covered with these seven uh, thematic points. So, coming to the first point, that is a realization of the divine. How is a devotee's life different from others, other jivatmas?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Devotees, Hare Krishna Mataji. Devotees'
Yes,
life
Mataji.
shifts from it's an indifference towards their past actions, whether they are good or bad. They transform into realization, and it signifies their liberation from external circumstances, and
Yes.
their state of emotions, well-being, and no longer at the mercy of prior actions.
Yeah, so thank you, Mataji. Once you become a devotee, once we have the yes, Radha Vinod Prabhuji wanted to add something.
Yeah, I was just trying to add on that one. So this is the starting. I think it sets the whole tone for this and the next there. So once a devotee, I think he was going in the right direction, right? Saying once devotee takes to devotional service, is all past prarabdha and aprarabdha, right? Sanchita karmas are burnt out, and whatever is left in the this current. He tolerates, and it's and how he becomes indifferent with the for the praise or chastisement, and he gets a more focus on that. So realization of divine, what is a byproduct of that? He becomes indifferent to the to the good or bad. That happens in the normal material world. Because his focus is on the Lord. That's what it shifts his state from. It says that shifts into state of profound indifference towards their past actions. Because some are burnt, sanchiti karmas are burnt, but but whatever is there with the body which we have, I think he goes through as an indifferent. That's a very nice starting point with that.
Hare
Yeah.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prasad
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
yeah. Okay, whatever actions he would have done, so many good or bad, would have done so many Mataji, but the results would be coming. But he will not care because he or she will not care. The reason is he or she, the devotee, know that okay, the results are because of the past karmas, and then he just move on and just depend upon Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji. One more point.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, once one become a devotee of Lord Krishna, he is on the transformative mode. Every
Correct.
step of his life is a transformation. Some realization happens, something happens. So he can see the and he can see himself also कि मुझ में कुछ चेंज आ रहा है अभी थोड़ा 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 करके, मतलब समझ सकते हैं.
Yeah.
So
Correction to
always a transformative process, मतलब.
Yeah.
correction to Prasad Prabhu. Actually, it's not. If you read it carefully, we learn that it's no more karmas anymore. Krishna is taking
Yeah.
care of that, and
Ah.
Krishna is doing that just to make him forward, go forward. As you can see very clearly, it's no longer prior actions. So all sanchit karma and whatever we talk about, that's not there anymore.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And even
And
we
Lord is
don't
giving,
have
Lord is taking care of them. So if the question problems comes, it is mainly to make him progress forward.
Yes.
Yes.
and we don't
Yes,
come into
sir.
the cycle of death and birth again and again, right?
Right, Harsha.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone's input. So, like how fire destroys everything completely. Similarly, the person who's a devotee who's on the path of devotion, his karmas are destroyed, and whatever are to be faced are basically for his to help him go forward in his journey towards Lord. So that is realization. So this is how a devotee is different from other jivatmas, because other jivatmas are basically facing life based on their prior actions, but the devotee's life suddenly comes under the umbrella of the guidance and the protection of the divine. So we come to the next point, that is control of fortune, which is also related to the first point, that a devotee comes under the control of the divine. So whatever the favorable and the unfavorable destiny or the fortune is to be there, it is taken care of. The whole karma, his life is being orchestrated by the Lord. Then we come to the third point. How does devotee treat praise and criticism?
Hare Krishna Mataji. For
Hare Krishna.
true devotee, the judgments of the other, whether it is praise or criticism, have no value, because he thinks that these qualities attributed to him, whether they are positive or negative, are simply reflections of others' perceptions. So
Correct.
these have no value for a true devotee.
Yeah. So he considers that these are others' perceptions, they are not the ultimate truth. Hence, he treats both as equally or does not heed them both, either praise or criticism.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come to the power of bhakti. How is bhakti most powerful path to liberation, you can say, to get rid of the cycle of birth and death? What is the power of bhakti compared to other? So this will cover point 4 and 5 together.
Bhakti,
Yes, Mataji.
because bhakti is a true devotion, and is more close to divine power, and this divine power is as much as the individual is close to divine, that power is with him, that power reciprocates with him. So in this way, we
Okay.
can say that bhakti is much more above all these jnana, karma, all these above, and bhakti also gives us in bhakti. A true devotee doesn't want any liberation. He want to serve only divine,
Correct.
only God.
Yeah.
माता
Hare
जी,
Krishna Mataji.
भक्ति जो है,
Hmm.
भक्ति लता जो है हमें भगवान के चरणों तक ले जाती है, और वो
Hmm.
हमें हमारा जो रियल स्वरूप है वो बताती है, और हम
Correct.
हमेशा भगवान की जो है चरणों की सेवा की इच्छा रखते हैं. और डिवोटी की इच्छा है, ये डिवोटी को सर्व करो और भगवान को सर्व करो, वही इच्छा रखते हैं।
So yes, someone else was yes, Mataji, very true.
Yeah,
Somebody was
I-
speaking.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's a transformative force, Mataji. Okay.
Hmm.
And it will remove all our entanglements. Okay. Whatever karma, okay, whatever we have, okay, or vasanas, okay. It can has the potential to take it off. Okay. That to some extent I observed with Nama Mataji. Okay. But like there is so much of transformation is required. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very complete path, which is like taken into consideration with a holistic view of everything. It gives us liberation, but the idea is not to have liberation. The idea is to serve the highest with the highest of feelings and genuine devotion. It is more full of rasa compared to other paths. It is full of forms compared to the formless philosophy of the impersonalists. And here, even a neophyte devotee is forgiven and accepted and excused, but the other paths are comparatively difficult. Yeah. So this covers the
One more
fourth and
point,
fifth
Mataji.
point. Yes,
One,
Mataji.
a true devotee in high bhakti, the individual is always in Satchit Anand. He's always in
Yeah,
rasa, and he
correct.
doesn't want anything. He's so blissful, doesn't care even for take care means doesn't bothers about any obstacles, even taking his children's wife, etc., etc. And he is only wants to live in that rasa, in that
Pure surrender.
position, Mataji.
Listen,
So
the other point is that, remember, don't get under the impression that he has become perfection. He's still a sadhaka, he's still in sadhana, but he is making progress. The two key words you notice in this one, I'm talking about the first paragraph. It's a transformative process, and the last,
Yes.
life altering potential. So he's on that path, and
I
he's
was going to say
moving
that.
forward, and he has a strong support from the Supreme Lord as long as he continues his own efforts. Okay, and Lord helps him because some material desires are very difficult to get rid of it, but he's in the process of that. He's not alone anymore. That's the point.
yes, Vaiji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur concludes this verse, stating, giving many scriptural references. So which Bhagavad Gita verse states that even that a devotee, even if he's fallen, should be worshipped, should be considered saintly. Raksha Mataji, would you like to say?
930.
Bhajante ma
Yes.
ananyabhaka sadhureva
Yes.
yamantave samyaga vyavastita isham. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. So going forward, then the role of chanting and hearing is of utmost importance in devotee spiritual practice, without which his journey will not go ahead. And basically, there will be falls, and there will be dangers. So the basis of the foundation of devotional practices, keep hearing and glorifying and chanting the names of the Lord. So this is the conclusion of the verse 40. So now we come to verse 41, which is covered in the thematic points. The first is the Supreme cannot be comprehended. The role of Shrutis is very important because God has given them the potential of defining the divine and coming close to divine. how do the Shrutis they explain or they do the best of the job, although they consider themselves not deserving, but how do their glorification or explanation of the Supreme is powerful or is the nearest, then how humans through language and thought cannot do justice in defining the Lord or understanding the Lord, and the insights on omniscience and omnipotence, and the final conclusion of the that is the Vedic conclusion through the lens of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries here in verse 41, which we'll do in detail. So here Narad Muni is understanding from Lord Narayana why is Lord incomprehensible? Why is the Supreme incomprehensible?
Even the celestial, sorry, Hari.
No, you go ahead,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, Harsha Mataji, you can continue.
Even the demigods and Lord like Lord Brahma also and demigods, they cannot, they don't understand the God so well than what we are. So so
Yeah.
it evokes a deep sense of, and it opens the curtain to glorify of the divine and its roots in the nature.
Yeah, basically Lord's infinite nature, because of his infinite nature, it is he is incomprehensible. One cannot comprehend even a little small iota of the Supreme. He is so infinite. Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
yeah, so that was the starting point, right? How we can
Yes.
understand Vedas can describe the Supreme Lord, right? Who is beyond this entire material manifestation. So again, coming back the same thesis with our mundane eyes, how can we understand the Lord whose glories are ever expanding? I think we see that, right? Somewhere here. So Vedas cannot glorify, Brahmas cannot glorify, Shesha, whom he is lying also with 1,000 hoods, he is glorifying time in immemorial. He cannot glorify because the glories are expanding. That's also we see somewhere. And who can understand the Lord? First of all, with our as a tiny, as we see that, to the extent we can understand, to the extent Lord reveals us by devotional service. Otherwise, we cannot understand. So glory at the end, Vedas personified, they are coming and saying that whatever we have, we know we are trying to, explain. But here again, by neti, I think that was also there, right?
Yes,
In that,
yes.
in the
Yeah,
neti,
so
this is not there. So, because that is the Vedas, they are not 100% devotees as we see here, but they are taking to the devotional path from from all those different processes, like we see that.
how do they,
That's what we can see.
which process, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so we saw the six shastras also, they elimination process started, right? Redundant process. They start impersonalists, they start karmis, they start ashtang yogis, you name them, right? We saw all that. So Vedas are body of all that knowledge that we have. So that is the process. That is how Vedas, how conclusion of Vedas is a bhakti. And because how can you know, Charu Prabhuji says, by unknowable, when he disclose himself, then only we know, otherwise we will not know. To the extent we surrender, to the extent we are devotional, Lord will reveal to us. So Vedas are also expressing their inability to fully comprehend. Because if the Vedas say that they know everything, then they will have full knowledge, right? So that also, a lot of things are there here, right? So we discuss on that. Yeah.
Very nicely put, Prabhuji, Radha Vinath Prabhuji. Very nicely put. The second paragraph is all exactly what Radha Vinath Prabhuji is saying, that the devotee, by the process of elimination, anything that is not connected with Sri Krishna, he doesn't pay attention to it. Anything that is connected with Krishna, he takes it up. And that is the way the transformative process continuously working.
Yes. Thank you,
So-
Radhavani Prabhuji.
Krishna
Yes.
Mataji, can we at the point that Supreme is omnipresent, omniscient. So he's in every creature,
Yeah,
char, achar.
yeah.
So can we
Ah.
add this?
Yes, it is there in point 5, philosophical insights on omniscience and omni.
So
Yes,
it
thank
is
you,
very,
Mataji. Yeah,
it's become
And
very
Mataji,
difficult.
mercy is required. Lord's
mercy is
most
required.
topmost
Correct.
is his mercy.
Yeah. Yesterday, Prabhuji said that
There's
only by
a
begging
difference
we
between
will.
mercy and grace. Can anybody
Yeah.
point out what's the difference? It's a fine difference, okay? Mercy and grace.
मर्सी जो दया से एक तरह से ड्यू टू when devotee is too much humble, then
No,
I
we are
think
talking about the Lord Krishna's mercy and Lord Krishna's grace for his devotees.
प्रभु जी मर्सी इज एवरीवेयर, उनकी मर्सी हम हर जगह पे है, मगर जब भी ग्रेस होता है तो वो पर्टिकुलर जो पर्सन पे देना चाहते हैं उन पे वो ग्लांस करते हैं.
Exactly. You got it
Achha,
right.
Prabhuji,
Thank you.
can you say Ichha Shakti and Krupa Shakti, right? So,
Yes.
are those same words here?
No, not same
No.
word. Ichha Shakti is more connected with the Lord.
Mercy.
इच्छा क्या है उनकी, उनकी अपनी मर्जी क्या है, अपना ग्रेस क्या है, वो है. और जो दूसरी बात आपने कही, दूसरा वर्ड जो यूज किया,
कृपा सिद्ध.
कृपा दृष्टि, वो ग्रेस के लिए है, तो मर्सी है, कृपा दृष्टि है, बाकी जो उनकी जो खास जो ग्रेस किस पे जो नजर पड़ती है, कहते हैं ना कि भगवान कहते हैं एक वर्ष में, रक्षा माता जी कैन से दैट वर्ड्स, जिसके मैं खास मर्सी दिखाना चाहता हूँ, कभी कभी उसके सारे चीज ले लेता हूँ. क्या मर्सी वर्ष है वो एक्चुअली? अन्य
This will
अन्य
come.
आराधितो नूनम,
यस्याम
अन्य
अनुग्रहामि.
आराधितो.
यस्याम अनुगृह्णामि.
या तो वो जो होता है उसे कहते हैं ग्रेस, कृष्णा की स्पेशल ग्रेस. When he becomes very happy with his devotees, devotee might be struggling, but that struggling itself attracts Krishna's grace. We have discussed Krishna's grace, how to attract his grace in so many different varieties of ways. We have seen this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that we say, Prabhu?
Time आपका ले रहे हैं.
Sorry.
Our Prabhuji, our genuine endures are also seen by Lord. Na?
Yeah,
So then
exactly.
only mercy and grace.
Even
Remember in
possible.
the Damodar Leela, those
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
that's
To
exactly what
Yashoda Mai.
Yeah.
devotee's effort
with
is there, but it goes only to so much distance. Ultimately, Krishna's grace is required.
Yes.
yeah, without the efforts, even the efforts will fall short without his divine mercy, without divine.
दामोदर लीला बताती है, बिल्कुल बहुत सही तरह से बताती है.
Yeah. So
Devotee
thank
feels
you.
2 fingers less without his grace. Always.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Prabhuji, our Indriyas, they are material, no? So how we can,
But
so
those
it is very
indriyas can be
fathomless for us.
spiritualized, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said, that the 4 elements that he has given us, that can be spiritualized when it's utilized for his purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everything can be
I'm sorry, but
utilized.
Samantha Mataji, we are taking too much of your time.
No. It's not my time, Prabhuji. It's your class, Prabhuji. And these are very important discussions. So,
Right.
yes, here in point 4, we can see how humans, we have limitations, and Lord is omnipotent, omniscience and omnipotent. And hence, only through His grace, that we can go ahead on the path of bhakti. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur concludes in verse 41. So I go ahead to the rest of the verses from 42 to 50. Here we will
So
see
up
the
to
journey.
41 is the devote, and so these prayers are there. Now 42 onwards is actually the conclusion, okay?
Yeah. So in 42 to 45, we'll see the journey of towards Lord, the pure Lord, pure love of Lord, and Narad Muni, how he is gives the supremacy to Lord Krishna and the essence of bhakti towards Lord Krishna, and the insights of the Supreme Lord's mercy and the heart of devotion. So understanding the Supreme Self. as everybody just now said, that he is omnipotent and he is infinite. It is not easy. So here, Narayan Rishi is like he was teaching about the Supreme Self. So what is the point that he is highlighting? It's in point 1, understanding the Supreme Self.
He underlines the point that these Vedic instructions are must for the spiritual satisfaction.
Yeah.
Atmagati.
Spiritual aspiration.
Yes. Yes. And then we see here the role of the Shrutis. They play a very important role. They basically bridge the understanding that is Brahma Upanishad. These prayers eliminate the essence of Supreme Being, guiding sages towards their loftiest goal, that is pure love for God. So basically, the highest thing that has to be achieved, that is the aim, is Bhagavad Prema. So Shrutis bridge that gap of understanding that the goal is Bhagavad Prema. So through their texts, they are guiding us to walk that path and reach the destination, which is the pure love for God. Transformation through instruction. So here Narayan Rishi urges Narad Muni to meditate on the essence of the Vedas. And what is the essence of Vedas?
To dissolve our material desires.
Correct.
To know
To
the
dissolve.
Supreme
To
Person, as
understand
it got
Krishna.
it. To understand.
Yes. All three, whatever. That was perfect. Then commit. So this devotional path cannot be without these 2 points, faith and commitment. So
Faith and
devotee,
commitment.
wow, yeah, correct. The devotee takes a vrata. He is like a warrior, basically fighting the Maya all the time. And basically he takes surrender to Lord Krishna. So then fine, it just happens for him because he is under the protection of the Lord. Then the inherent spiritual legacy. Can anybody explain this particular point? Is only one person or certain persons are uh, deserving to walk this path or to achieve the goal? Who all are deserving candidates?
Few, but it is accessible to everyone who seek mercy.
Correct.
For this bhakti.
Everybody.
Anyone should be
Anyone.
It is open
Yes.
to all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it is just open to all. There are no favoritisms over here. And finally, differential
open to all,
understanding.
but we should have desire, sincerity. Remember
Correct. Yes, Prabhuji.
And commitment. That is very essential.
Faith and commitment. Yeah. Okay, so here see the understanding of the verse through Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and BBT Purport. Can anyone explain this? The verses through the eyes of through the BBT Purport and how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is putting his commentary.
Yeah, Mother, as Sharu
Yes.
I'll just start. Somebody can add because this is a
Yes.
long. So as Sharu
Yeah.
Prabhuji mentioned, I remember. So Vishwanath Chakravarti gives a application, gives a lot of example,
Yes.
gives
Correct.
application.
Correct.
Whereas BBT purports substantiate with philosophical connections and references. So these together, application with examples, and this together really makes any any point very clear. I think that is
So the
yeah, it
goal
makes
is
clear.
very high. Yeah, the
Yes.
goal is very high. Seems impossible. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives practical way to go for it. Simplifies it, makes it easier
mentions
for
the
our
analogies
devotees.
also. Analogies,
Yes.
examples.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so we conclude that Narad Muni exemplifies an ideal devotee, that he is steadfast in his faith and determination. Now let's go ahead. I'm sorry, Rajiv Prabhuji, I'm taking your time, but I'll
No,
just
no,
wind
please
up.
go ahead. Don't do it.
I'll just
No,
wind up in a
partly we are
while.
responsible.
No, Prabhuji. Those points are important. Otherwise, the recap session does not suffice the purpose. So we conclude this we'll see this last verses 49 to 50. So here we see the supremacy of Lord Krishna. Here, like Lord Narayana is like asking or is kind of communicating to Narad Muni. So here, what does Narad Muni says? Like, what does he affirm boldly as far as
He
the other
affirms Krishna's
manifestation?
unique divine supremacy.
Correct. Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. So Prabhuji explained yesterday that he has four more qualities than the other. Like there are 64 qualities. So the other manifestations may have up to 60, but these four are only specific to Lord Krishna: Rupa Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, Leela Madhurya, and I think it's Guna Madhurya. Rupa, Leela, Guna, and one more. I'm missing that. If you can.
Venu Madhurya.
Venu Madhurya. Yeah.
Madhurya.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Then the role of Narad Muni, he has always been a mediator, and Prabhuji said yesterday all his devotees have been like they are the best devotees. So Narad Muni, like as a guru, he has played a very important role in connecting his devotees to the divine. So his role is mentioned over here. Then the philosophical insights on Bhagwan Sri Krishna and Bhakti. Why is only Bhakti the best way to reach Bhagwan Sri Krishna? To understand the
Bhakti is a
absolute truth.
reciprocation.
Correct.
भक्ति विदाउट भक्त और भगवान के बीच में भक्ति है, तो भक्त जो करेंगे मतलब वो रेसिप्रोकेशन कर सकते हैं. भक्ति के द्वारा ही भगवान से हम बात कर सकते हैं, उनकी सेवा कर सकते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई भक्ति इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट.
तो अभी जो प्रभु जी, यस माता जी, अभी प्रभु जी बोल रहे थे ना ग्रेस, वो
वो
जो
ग्रेस
ग्रेस
का
आएगी.
हाँ माता जी, इस जो ग्रेस का है यहाँ पे, जो भक्ति बहुत ऊंचाई पर होती तो डिवोटी को गॉड ग्रेस, एक तरह से ग्रेस देते हैं, कृपा करते हैं उन पर अलग से. सो किसी भी तरीके से उनको अपने लिए अट्रैक्ट करते हैं अपने पास ज्यादा. रेसिप्रोकेट एक तरह से हम कह सकते हैं कि in high devotion that Krishna also attract that devotee.
Yeah.
और मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट माता जी एम्पावर करते हैं, तो वो जो डिवोटी है वो दूसरे को भी ये ज्ञान का प्रचार कर सकते हैं और भगवान से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, दूसरों को भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं.
It also unlocks the mysteries of God, Supreme God.
Yeah.
How to love and surrender to the divine.
Perfect. So all these points together, Harsha Mataji and Rajkumari Mataji and Raksha Mataji, all these points taken, and Narad Muni's return and sharing of the knowledge. So once the knowledge is received, it has to be shared. That's how we have to work in congregation. So let's come to the final of concluding part, which is the verse 50. The Supreme Lord's sustenance and the path of surrender. This is a path of surrender. Prabhuji said, like begging se bhi nahi hoega. You have to have complete surrender only when the grace comes. So the Supreme Lord's eternal presence is there throughout. He is present in everything, everywhere. So the philosophical insight is that the belief in a personal deity who intricately weaves himself into the very fabric of the universe. Very important verb. Lord is there in the very fabric of universe, providing profound security and continuity for all living beings. So we saw how compassionate is Lord. So many opportunities he is giving, not just to his devotees. Of course, he is favorable to his devotees, but to Jivatmas. life after life, so many opportunities are being given to come out of this miseries of the material world. And the provision for all types of jivatma, there is a provision for all type of jivatma. So here also we can see the mercy of the Lord, that wherever, even if the tiniest small insect is there, there is a provision for him in this world. So the philosophical insight over here is that spiritual practice accommodates the myriad approaches of realizations, reaffirming that every path is leading to Lord. So all paths are going to Lord, but the best and the fastest way is the bhakti path. Prabhupada used to say, like, we are taking a direct, you can say a lift, or you can say a aeroplane direct to. So this is the fastest and the most powerful path. So role of surrender, a very important element into without which bhakti is incomplete. Anybody would want to emphasize on that? Complete surrender.
Supreme Lord elevates the path to and transcends the illusion of all material existence.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So, okay, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, okay, he clearly highlights the importance of humility, Mataji. Okay. And then heartful surrender. Okay, these are the two things he clearly highlights. Okay, as a conclusion.
Yeah.
Humility is essential.
Yeah.
Even for surrender.
Of course. So there's surrender plays a critical role in devotion, basically. Without surrender and humility, devotion is, you cannot say devotion is devotion. So the nature of devotion and humility, this also we just covered. So these are the, like we conclude over here, that in contrast, like BBT underscores the structured roles of various souls. Like we see there are fruitive workers, jnanis are there, and devoted practitioners. So this is being highlighted over here. Yeah. So devotional practice, skillfully balancing personal humility with the synthetic understanding in the quest of spiritual fulfillment. So here we can see, like through PBT Purport is highlighting that how the Buddhi, Mansa, and Indriyas are the fruitive workers. They are object, like their object is sense gratification. The Gyanis want liberation, but the devotees want personal relationship with Lord. That is a eternal association with the Lord, and service. Devotees want service. Anya Abhilashita Shunya. So here we see that the Lord is the ingredient cause of creation, the efficient cause, and the supreme controller. Hence, He is to be worshipped, and reaching Him, we have to take the path of bhakti, and bhakti without surrender and humility is not possible. So here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments are there that humility and the recognition of one's position as a servant in need of grace. It powerfully conveys that true surrender is the transformative experience. So we were talking of transformation in the life of devotees. It only comes with true surrender and Lord's grace, of course, which will lead him to the supreme. So here surrender is framed as the key mechanism. So in overcoming the illusion. So the biggest hurdle is to overcome illusion, to overcome Maya. And with surrender, it is possible. Yet it is conceptualized within the broader tapestry of Lord's omnipresence and provision. Instead of being viewed solely as a personal act, surrender emerges as part of a systematic and purposeful approach to spiritual practice. Very important point over here. So here, let us understand bhakti in these last two slides. I'm just winding up, Prabhuji. Give me last 2 minutes. So here we can see the contrast between Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and BBT. What are their approaches for bhakti? Here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yes, anybody would like to highlight on that? Radha Vinod Prabhuji? Or anyone
So,
else?
yeah, so understanding devotion, Vishwanath Chakravarti actually a deeply personal and emotional dimension to the of devotion. So again, surrender, everything. He gives a lot of example that is there. Whereas a contrast to the BBT, more of analytical, giving
Correct.
philosophical, giving more details on that. So you back up, you supplement to what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is talking about. I think that is the
Yeah.
essence here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We've seen that, and we see that the concept is very broad, the philosophy is very broad. But Vaishnav, in Gaudiya Vaishnav philosophy, we have understood is to the complete detail. We've taken the essence of it, and the essence is to practice pure devotional service to achieve the grace of God and to develop this relationship, personal relationship towards a God with form to which we are serving, who is the master of this universe. So with this, I wind up with this very beautiful chapter 87, which gives the complete guidance, the Shrutis, how they try their very best to glorify Lord, and then how Lord can be approached, and then bhakti is the best way to go to achieve Lord's grace. Over to you, Prabhuji. I hope I have not taken much time.
Very
No,
well.
no, Mataji.
Very well done.
Thank you so much.
Mataji.
Very nice.
Samantha
Very
Mataji, you, as always, you've done so wonderful job.
Yeah.
So
Dandavat
wonderfully
Pranam,
done,
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
excellent, Mataji.
Not,
Yes,
no,
Mataji.
but
So wonderful.
without the
Wonderful done.
participation and Prabhuji's guidance, not possible. Thank you
Very
so much for
nicely
the
done, Mataji.
participation. Thank you,
Okay,
Mataji.
Rajiv
Dandavat
Prabhuji,
Pranam.
you got a big job ahead of you, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
many slides.
Before that, I'll do the quick Manglachan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurumunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Sarguna Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Divam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sarguna Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ इति नामिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकवदतौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलयतक्षौ विश्वम्भरद्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ I offer my obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, my all Shiksha Gurus, and my spiritual master, and Srila Prabhupada, and all Acharyas, and unto the Sri divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna. So please bless me. I'm able to make a justifications to this next hour or so that please give me that strength. I'm able to speak a correct words. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So as I stated, first of all, I'd like to thanks to Charu Prabhu and Sharad Prabhu giving me this opportunity. Though I'm not qualified to speak anything on this Srimad Bhagavatam, it is a very elevated topic. Somehow, I got this chance, but I'll speak something on for my purification only. Thank you so much. So in this chapter 88, so very important things which we generally, people, when we talk on the new congregation, especially when I'm dealing with new congregation, the chapter starts like that only. It is a very important for me personally. In the first section of this chapter 88, the questions is coming how it is that the devotee of Vishnu obtain liberation while the devotee of the other deities obtain a material opulences. This is the first section we are talking. And the second section is the instructive story of the Vrakasura. That is what we are concluding with the story. Now the first section we are talking here, how is that the devotee of the Vishnu obtain the liberation while the devotee of the other deities obtain the material opulences. This section we are talking in the first section, contrasting outcomes of worship. So Charu Prabhu very nicely shared this PPT. The text reveals a striking dichotomy. Devotees of the Lord Shiva, dichotomy,
Dichotomy.
dichotomy means there is a two things are there, two contradictory statements are coming. That is what the meaning it is basically it is saying. Devotees of the Lord Shiva frequently receive the material wealth and sensory pleasure, whereas the faithful follower of the Lord Vishnu Hari experience a liberation. Now, how this chapter is starting, the Parikshit Maharaj asked his questions to Sukadeva Goswami. What he said is that those demigods, demons, and humans who worship Lord Shiva, a strict renunciant, Lord Shiva is basically, usually enjoy the wealth and sense gratification, while the worshipper of the Supreme Lord Hari, the husband of Goddess of Fortune, do not. That's what he asked the question. And text 2 he states, we used to properly understand this matter, which greatly puzzles us. When you speak about Krishna consciousness, people ask these questions to us. Hey, if I worship the Lord, goddess of Durga, I'll straight away get it. Your hurry, it takes a lot of time, you know. Indeed, the result obtained by the worshipper of these two lords of opposite character are contrary to what one would expect. He said the Viruddha Shilayo Prabhavor Viruddha Bhajatam Gati. That's what he uses in the second verse. So explanation what actually from the Prabhu's point A is, this means that when we compare two types of devotion, for example, devotion to the Lord Shiva versus devotions to the Lord Vishnu or Krishna, the difference between them reveals an important principle. Different people worship a different deities. We all know this one. And according to their faith and desire, in the seventh chapter of the Sri Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kamaistasya Srutagyana Prapadyante Anya Devata Tam Tam Niyamam Astaya Prakritim Niyata Swaya. Those whose intelligence has stolen Rut Jnana by the material desire, they surrender to the demigods and follow the rules and regulations according to their whimsically. According to they will make their own rules and regulations and according to their nature. That is more important. Those who are in the mode of Rajoguna, they will do the Rajoguna type of rules and regulation. Mode of ignorance, oh, this okay, chalega. Just follow this one. That's what they makes. That's what Krishna explains. So here, Krishna says in the 23rd verse, the faith of worshipping that demigod also, I am giving that one. And the thirdly, he said that one, the result what the demigods are getting, demigods are giving to the jivas, that is given by me only, Krishna says. But the same thing is Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question. But they will get immediately. But Krishna says, hey, wait. That result what they are getting through the demigods, this is only a temporary. That's what Krishna says. With this note, we will go to the B. The star contrast emphasizes the profound truth. Devotion, bhakti directed towards the various deities result in a diverse spiritual rewards. Worshipping entity like Lord Shiva inherently tied to the material realm often culminates in fleeting pleasure. Conversely, devotion to Lord Hari, who transcends the confines of material existence, holds a promise of ultimate liberation, moksha. This distinction invites a deep contemplation on the true purpose of devotion, urging a practitioners to prioritize the spiritual freedom over the temporal success. I'm just reading the Prabhu's point, then we can talk on that. That is what I'm planning to do here. I mean, basically here, the Lord Shiva represent or personify how material nature, the Prakriti operates in all intricacies. In the Vedic philosophy, material nature is not a simple, it is a full of a paradoxes, you know. It is a transformation and interaction between the creation, maintenance, and destructions. So Lord Shiva, being in charge of the destruction and transformation, reflects this complex and dynamic natures. So there are the three modes of nature. We all know this one: Sattva, Raja, and Tamoguna. These three forces are present everywhere in the material world, constantly mixing. You know, we all know that one. There is a three puppet shows picture is there in a Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes Sattva is coming up, sometimes Rajo is coming, sometimes Tamo is coming. In between, always going up and up, up and down, up and down. It is all going on. So that is what Lord Shiva's nature includes all three modes in a balanced and a dynamic form. He is not limited to just one. He transcends them, but he also engages with them as a part of his cosmic role. So the third point from this particular B, 1B I'm taking is, so three modes of a nature affects everything in the universe, not only matter, but also our thoughts, emotion, desire, and behaviors. Thus, everything we experience in the material world, pleasure, pain, clarity, confusion, activity, and laziness, arises from the interplay of these three modes. So now we'll go to the number 2, the material nature and ego. Lord Shiva embodies the complexities of the Sattva Raja. That's what I did now. We explain now. Number B is saying that this idea sheds a light on the material ego, which entraps the individual within the endless cycle of the birth and death and rebirth. The transformations of the ego into the various forms illustrate the intricacy of material existence. Aligning with the Lord Shiva, foster a connection to these very modes, suggesting that such worship may entrap rather than promote a spiritual liberation. That is what the permeate means, the spread through or influence deeply. That's what I came up this particular meaning. Now we'll go to the next slide. Here, how is that the devotee of Vishnu obtain a liberation while the devotee of the other deities obtain a material opulences? The point number 3 is transcends of Lord Vishnu. Here number A is Lord Hari is portrayed as existing beyond material limitations, serving as the eternal witness to the universe. And number B is saying the concept underscores the importance of the perceiving divinity in its most valid form. Lord Vishnu's transcendence signifies the genuine liberation comes from the union with the Supreme, who exist beyond the dualities of material existence. This theme not only encourages the devotee to pursue the higher spiritual truth, but also inspire the profound awakening to the divine. Basically, again, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you come to me, I'll give the final destination. You will never come back to here. Even 15.6 also he says, 8.16 also he says again and again. But the demigod, the result what we are getting through the demigod, it is only the temporary nature. This result will, again we are binding into the punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, repeated cycle of birth and death. That is what Sukadeva Goswami is explaining through this particular question. Now the number 4, divine favor and suffering. The narrative suggests that divine favor can often manifest through the hardship and deprivation of a material comforts. See, in the chapter number 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, text number 27, anyone can recall? Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mamatu vedana kaschina. What we are thinking means Krishna, what we are doing is as a jiva, we see our present life situation and we make our future plan. But Krishna, he knows the present, future, and past of all the jivas. He sees the jiva's future and he makes a present situation. Sometimes our prayers might be unanswered. It doesn't mean that Krishna is not listening to us. Yes, sometimes a hardship will come in the devotee's life, no doubt. But it doesn't mean that Krishna is not unanswering our prayers. Yeah, he's listening. Each words he's listening to a devotee. But future is great. Because of that, some hardship might be we are going through. That is what the point number A is saying here. Like for example, another example is giving here. The child is there. He is suffering from a wound. We are taking the parents are taking the child to the hospital. The doctor is doing the injection. He will do the open all the wound and clean all the wound. Child might be thinking that, hey, why I came to this hospital? This wound become aggravated. But doctor know that one, this wound will very soon it will be cured after some time. But that time being, the child is feeling that why I came to hospital, it is doctor is not good. He aggravated my wound. But the reality is where he will get out of this wound. This is how the hardship of the life jivas, what Krishna is giving. It is for our betterment only, to clean our karmas. And even yesterday, Charu Prabhu was saying in his class, why this repeated cycle of birth and death? Universe is also coming so many times, so many again and again we are coming. Jivas are also again and again coming. Why? Because the Lord is giving so much unlimited opportunity for us. He is waiting for us. So that is why the hardship might be okay for initially. That's what devotee always takes. That's what Kunti Maharani also prays. Hey, let me give the hardship so that I can always think of you. But I am not in that stage to pray like that. But the devotee's mood is like that. So number B, this paradox illustrates that adversity can catalyze the spiritual awakening through suffering. Individuals may be compelled to seek the divine, fostering a deeper understanding of their purpose. Such trials can be viewed as a merciful test that leads to the true liberation, standing in a stark contrast to immediate rewards provided by worshipping other deities. So that is how Krishna is again and again this particular slide, at what as I explained now, the same thing is repeating here in this point also. We'll go to the numbers 5 slide. Danger of material success. Very important here. In the point number A, it is saying that the passage warns against the pride and the neglect of a responsibility that often accompany material success gained from the worshipping specific deities. In this particular point, Lord Vishnu tells to Lord Shiva that people who worship various deities generally do so for material gain. Again, the demigods, being empowered by the Supreme Lord, grant those desires through basically through the Lord only. And these demigods act like a postman. If you put the mail, if you put the letter in post box, this post box is taken. Okay, desire letter of the post box is given in the material demigod's post box. The demigod's the postman will take and he will take to the delivery. He will take to the authority, that is Lord, and he will sign it and he will bring back and he will give this back to you. That is what the demigods are doing here. That's what this particular point is saying. And the number B, this service as a powerful reminder of the ethical dimensions of a devotion and the duties that come with the material blessings. The notion that wealth can breed arrogance and a disregard for a spiritual obligations stress the importance of humility and an acknowledgement of a divine source of one's fortunes. It serves as a cautionary tale against the allure of materialism, advocating for a life that harmonizes both material and spiritual pursuits. Here, the Bhagavatam, this section shows the receiving the wealth or a power brings a moral responsibility. If the wealth is used selflessly, it causes a downfall. We have seen so many things. If we use humbly, it can be a means of service. So wealth might be there. If we are not using properly, then again we are doing the karmic reactions with that wealth. So ethical warning here is that wealth without a humility leads to the spiritual decay, spiritual fall down. So the Lord is essentially teaching that material success must be handled with a spiritual maturity. Then we become the matured or successful in the spiritual path. Otherwise, it binds us. Hence, the devotees of the Lord Vishnu, especially Vaishnavas, protected because he gives only what nurture the spiritual growth. So that is what 9.22 is says. Yoga kshemam ohamye aham. Yoga means what? And kshema. There is a two words are here. Yoga and kshema. Yoga might be coming by worshipping a demigod or any other thing. Yoga might be. Yoga means suppose a laddu is there. I got a laddu in my, someone deliver the laddu. But I am suffering with so much diabetics that I am not able to eat that one. So yoga might be there, but kshema is not there to enjoy that. But Krishna is saying that my devotee, I'll give both the things, yoga also giving and kshema also giving, so that they are able to enjoy. And what is required for their life, I'll give that one. And whatever they have, I'll protect them. That is what he 9.22, he assure that one. So hope it makes sense to use. Because most of the cameras are off, so that's what I thought to again and again remind, nothing much.
Excellent
Number
point,
six.
Prabhuji.
Number 6, a divine favor and suffering. A is saying that the passage contrasts the unwavering nature of the Supreme Lord with the more immediate responses of the other deities. Other deities often give the instant material result, but such results are temporary and keep the soul bound. Lord Vishnu, however, acts slowly and deliberately because he knows what to give to the children. The child might be asking, Mama, give me that knife, I want to play. The intelligent mom will give the plastic knife. She knows that one, if I give the proper knife, he will get hurt. So that is what Krishna is protecting like that. What is really required? Is it really required for my child? No, I don't think so. That is what. So he is saying that one. No problem. So whatever required, I'll give that one. And in one instant, very interestingly, 7th chapter, these 4 people are coming to him. That's what we all know that one. Huh? Who are all the 4 people? Anyone can answer? So just to, I thought to make it interactive. That's what I'm asking this question. Who are all the 4 people are coming to Krishna? 7.16. Anyone please?
Artha, Jidnyasu and Gyani, right? What is
Jnani.
Gyani?
Thank you, Prabhu. So in the further verse he says that no, these 4 people are udara, magnanimous, he says. How Krishna is. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, hey, why is saying udara for these people? They are not even for the pure bhakti. Artho arthati jnani bharta shiva. So Acharya comments, hey, because Krishna is so hungry for the bhakti. So if one beggar is not ate for weeks together, he is sitting on a road. One person giving the half a chapati to that beggar. He said that, oh my goodness, you are such a, blessed person, you are such a great person, you have given me half a chapati. You given only half a chapati. That too yesterday chapati. But the hungry man blessing him that like that. Similarly, Krishna is so much hungry for the devotees. Even if we worship with the kama also, no problem. These people are magnanimous, udhara. That's what he uses the word. So this is how but end of the day, if we are able to akama sarva kama va moksha kama udare. Second, two, three, second canto also it is stating that one. Whether you are kama or not kama, doesn't matter. You worship me, then you will be in the proper end. That is what Krishna is saying. But we, in the material way, we are thinking that hey, we need immediate result. Just go to here. That is what we are thinking. So number B, this theme highlights the profound wisdom inherent in a divine timing and the depth of the devotee's supreme relationship. While the allure of the instant gratification is a tempting, actual spiritual growth demands a patience and resilience. The unwavering nature of the Lord Vishnu illustrates that his blessings come not easily, but to nurture genuine devotion and a deeper comprehension of the Absolute. The conclusion is the passage warns against the pride and neglect responsibility that often accompanied the material success gained from the worshipping specific deities. Krishna said, if you start worshipping me in the 4 Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita, he said that one. What is required for my devotees, I'll give that one. That knowledge. The ignorance is covered by that knowledge. I'll take out that light, darkness, so that they are able to see the true hungriness, true requirement. That is what Krishna gives that one. Ek bar aa jao, baad mein. Most of the devotee story I heard, including me also. When you go to the temple, when I was, I'm so sorry, I'm telling my personal here. I'm just connecting to the passage. It is a very, I see in many devotee story also. They come to the temple either for and their bachelor eating prasadam, they will come. And some devotees, they will meet and they will give the books and they will come like that. End of the day, somehow they will start coming. Then Krishna बाद में जाल बिछा देते. So then वो जाल में हम लोग फंस जाते. So that is for betterment. I mean, that is what, when I was Sydney in 2017, one of my friend used to take me, that time I was bachelor. North Sydney was a few kilometers away from where I was staying. Hey, come, why to cook here? We are a bachelor. Then he used to take me for the eating prasadam. So that time, bachelor, no work. We used to eat prasadam and we'll do some cleaning seva in the kitchen. That's it. No, nothing. What is Bhagavad Gita? Who is Krishna? No, nothing. That is a blessings that I met many devotees like Charu Prabhu, so many devotees, senior devotees mentioned. Then we got the Mahaprasad, all this stuff. Many devotee stories are connecting like this. Hope most of us, or those who are here, their life also started something like this. Except few of you, those who are parents are a devotee, all this stuff. My life is started like that. That is what I'm connecting this verse to me personally. That is how Krishnas have plans something else, but we plan something. So we want a north, Krishna wants to give south, something like that. That is always his plan is very higher than us. That's what I thought to share this with you. And the instructive questions and answer. So here, what specific practice or paths of a devotion towards Lord Vishnu leads to a liberation compares to those directed towards other deities? Diving deeply into the divine with the Lord Vishnu, thoroughly powerful practice like a sacred chanting of his name japa, heartfelt performance of a ritual puja, the immersion in his profound teachings creates a remarkable and transformative relationship. The Shastra explains the three things we never be happy in our life. Santosham trishu na kartavyam. Three things. One is japa, another one is dana, another one is swadhyaya. He states, we'll never be happy in our life. Oh my goodness, for my life I'm talking. 16 on finish, put that mala into that goat mein laga do. So bas hai, enough hai. That is what I personally feel this one. That is not a good intensity for the spiritual practice. That is what always japa, japa, japa. We have to be. Kitna bhi kiya to bhi, it is incomplete. And another one is dana. Charity we are doing. Ganga ka jal mein Ganga mein dene ka jaisa. If I give a few $1,000 to the temple, we feel that, oh, too much I have given. But we should not be satisfied with what we are doing, what we are giving. And the third thing, Swadhyaya. Prabhu's example, always, every class, on and every week I take such Charu Prabhu's example to I take a 6 classes here in Sydney. So more or less, on an average, weekly one time I'll take his name, to be honest with you. My Shiksha Guru is like this. If I'm not
Why?
coming to class, that is what Prabhu, it is an inspiration. Swadhyaya, we never be happy in Swadhyaya. That is a Santosha Trishu na kartavya. Santosha Trishu kartavya, he said. That three things will always be happy. One is the money what we got. Whatever wealth we got, we should be happy with that one. Whatever the bhojana we got, we should be happy with that one. What your swadhare? Swadhare means whatever the wife we got, we should be happy. We might be we might be search for the Aishwarya Rai. We got the Surpanaka, but that you should be happy with whatever we got. We don't want to blame. We don't want to in the fighting mode. That is what Shastra explains. So, question two, how can devotee effectively navigate the challenges of material success while maintaining their spiritual integrity? Very important. In the face of the relentless challenges posed by the material success, the virtues of humility, gratitude, and accountability can serve as our unwavering compass. This is what our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us. Trinadapi sunichena taroreva saishnu namanina manadina kirtaniya sadari. We have to be tie this as a Vaishnava, as a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. We have to tie this humility and humbleness to as a जो कुत्ता में वो गला में डालते हैं ना पट्टा डालते हैं तो then we are saying that hey he is किसी ओनर है इसका एक कुत्ते के. So similarly, until unless we tie this humility and humbleness, if we tie that one in our kanta में डाल दिया तो then hey ये चैतन्य महाप्रभु का कुत्ता है ऐसा बोल के हम लोग सोच सकते हैं. Otherwise no meaning for that one if we are not holding this quality. I mean, I'm learning. I'm only from the verse what Prabhu is put. That is what that is the effective point I'm saying here. And the next point is where embracing these values not only fortifies our spiritual integrity but also keep us anchored on our sacred journey. Always we might be able to speak something here, but should Srila Prabhupada say that one? हम कौन सा गठार से आपको उठा के लेके आए, that you don't forget that one. That is what he always said that one. How sometimes when we know Shastra, something that I personally become, oh, I'm able to speak, I'm able to do something, that ego comes. But Srila Prabhupada say that, oh, कौन सा गठार से आप थे, उधर से उठा के लेके आए, वो भूलो मत. When we always remember this one, that humility and humbleness will be also holding that one. That is the only thing we can progress in the bhakti. Even if the Rasalila, gopis got that little bit, oh, Krishna is only dancing with me. Then everything is collapsed. Krishna disappeared. So the takeaway point is that whatever, wherever we are, that humility and humbleness should be there. Whether we know the Shastra doesn't matter, but humility and humbleness only attracting point to the Krishna. As Charu Prabhu again and again he is emphasizing these points. And the last question, in the what ways can suffering and hardship be reframed as an opportunity for spiritual growth on the path of devotion? Let us not view suffering and hardship as a burden, but rather than the remarkable opportunity for the profound spiritual growth. The challenges moments cultivate the resilience, nurture compassion, and deepen our understanding of our true essence. When we pursue our trials as a divine challenges, we discover the transformative truth. Each struggles is a purposeful guide from the divine, leading us inexorably closer to liberation. This powerful reframing empowers us to welcome our struggles with the courage and embrace them with the integral of our spiritual journey. By the courageous accepting life's challenges, we not only grow closer to divine realization, but also find our pathway to true freedom. This I can definitely relate my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Gurudev. The way he is going through this one, but he never gave up. Yes, I need to fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada. That is what he is still holding and holding his breath. So many challenges in his physical body. Okay. Let us commit to perceiving our devotions and experience as not a just rituals, but as a life-altering opportunity. In doing so, we often ourselves to do a journey filled with a fulfillment and liberation in the loving embrace of Lord Vishnu. Suffering hardship can be viewed as a catalytic for a spiritual growth, fostering a resilience, compassion, and a deeper understanding of one's true nature. That's what again what we discussed. So for suffering might be there because if we are not suffering, we'd have been in the Vaikuntha. So many people are coming and talking, hey Prabhuji, I have so much problem, this problem, that problem. I only say one thing. If we don't have the problem, we'd be in the Vaikuntha. This is a Kunta's word, we have to take this one, no doubt of. आपके ये जगह में you have this type of problem, I have this type of problem. But the only difference is problem. हर घर का डोसा होल रहता ही है उसमें. So we are in this material world means problems रहेगा ही रहेगा. So but only thing we have to support each other and get out of this material business. Okay. So we'll go to the next. Sorry, I took a bit of time. So now we'll go to the beautiful story. That is what Sukadeva Goswami explains this particular story. This I quoted the story in the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita while explaining the sacrifice for the mode of ignorance people. That's what I told the story in last couple of class before. Very beautiful story. Hope you know that one, but Prabhu already put very beautifully uh, points here. We'll read this one. Once the demon Raka asked Narada, Raka is the son of Shakuni. That's what Sukadeva Goswami mentioning here. So asked Narada, which god means Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. In that god, the three gunas leading entities are there. Which god most quickly pleased? And Narada answered that Lord Shiva was pleased. Thus Vritrasura went to the holy place and Kedaranatha and began worshipping Lord Shiva by offering a piece of his own flesh and oblations into the fire. He started cutting his own body and he is putting on the fire. In the picture you can see this one. But Shiva did not appear. कितना दिन वेट किया? You know that one? Just 7 days. 7 days में ही उनको तंग आ गया. 7 days में वेट किया. Still he is not appearing. So Vraka decided to commit a suicide by cutting off his head. Just as a critical moment, Lord Shiva appeared from his sacrificial fire and stopped him, offering the demon whatever the boon he chose. Vraka said, may death come to whoever I touch upon the head of my hand. Sukadeva, soon after hearing this one, Shivaji became puzzled, confused हो गया वो. But he already given, I'll give the boon. Then he had to do this one. There is no other option left. Then Lord Shiva was obliged to fulfill this request. Obliged to, because he already promised. At once, the wicked Raka tried to test this benediction, putting his head on the Lord himself, Lord Shiva himself. Then, terrified Shiva fled for his life, running as far as heaven and the outer limits of the mortal world. Finally, the Lord reached the planet of Svetadipa, where the Lord Vishnu resides. See, this is what the demon को कुछ भी दिया तो हो जाता बोल. So, seeing the desperate Shivas from afar, the Lord disguised himself as a young student, went before the Vrikasura. And in a sweet voice, he addressed the demon, my dear Ruka, please rest a while and tell us what you intend to do. Ruka was charmed by the Lord's word because he is Lord Vishnu and revealed everything that had happened. The Lord said that ever since Lord Shiva was cursed by the Prajapati Daksha, he has become just like a carnivorous obligant. So you should not trust his word. Better to test his benediction by putting your head on your hand on your own head. Bewildered by these words, the foolish demon touched his own head, which immediately shattered and fell down to the ground. Cries of victory, obeisances, and well done were uh, heard from the sky, and the demigod says, and celestial forefathers and Gandharvas are all congratulated the Supreme Lord by raining down flowers upon him. We all know the beautiful story. That is what sometime people goes to demigod, becoming I get more wealth so that I wanted to buy this whole, I wanted to hold rule this one. So many people are like that in today's world. So thank you, Prabhu, so much beautifully putting this one.
That
Now
story
we'll
was
go
I
to
just
here.
copied from straight from BBT.
Yes, Prabhu. I mean that picture and I'll really illustrate everything. That's all, Prabhu. Thank you. Now the next slide will go here. Uh, 13 to 44. Sorry. The instructive story of Prakasura chapter verses is divided into few sections here. The first one is the nature of a power, its consequences. Here, number A, the cautionary tale serves as a striking reminder of the profound responsibility that accompany power. It urges the audience to remain vigilant and aware of the potential devastating consequences of misusing one's ability. I mean, Rudrasura's story exposes the moral and spiritual dangers that arises when the power is sought for selfless or destructive ends. Although Lord Shiva grants him a boon out of compassion because he has done the worship, sacrifice, but Vritrasura abused the divine gift. His misuse of spiritual power or tapasya turns into a self-destructive curse. This teaches us that divine energy is neutral. It becomes beneficial or harmful depending upon the motive behind it. The power without wisdom leads to a ruin. So the story cautions a devotee. Austerity or devotion must be guided by a pure intention. Otherwise, even divine favor can become a cause of a downfall. That is what I have taken. And like so many examples, Ravana story also come like that. So the number B, the narrative powerfully illustrates the dual nature of the authority, revealing how it can be served as a both a tremendous boon and a perilous curse. Vritrasura's relentless pursuit of a power ultimately transformed his ambition into a harbinger of his own destruction. So here, this point I have taken here from this particular point. Vritrasura's relentless pursuit of a dominance blinds him in a moral discriminant. His ambition to gain a control over the life and death turns into a cause of its own destruction. So that is what I've taken here. Number two, divine mercy and protection. This theme reinforced the belief that divine beings possesses not only formidable strength but also exceptional mercy, willing to aid those who have deviated from the path of righteousness. It emphasizes that even the most wayward can be granted a path to redemption. So here, when Lord Shiva realizes his mistakes and faces a danger, he immediately seeks a refuge of Lord, shelter of Lord Vishnu, illustrating that even the most powerful beings turn to the Supreme for the protection. Lord Vishnu responds without hesitation, not only protect Lord Shiva, but also redeem the Vritrasura, the misguided demon. This reveals the divine compassion extends to all beings, even the sinful. So that is what. So Krishna, many occasions he said that we might be thinking that, oh, Krishna is even the downfall. Other day, I think Sarat Prabhu was saying, those who are downfall also, Krishna giving so many opportunities because they have taken the holy name of the Lord. There's a one beautiful verse comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is that one? Dam Sri Damsrayati Mlecha Harameti Punah Punah. Uktapi Mukti Mapnoti. The last verse I forgot. What is mean? Damsra ite mlech. Mlech means those who are cutting, slaughterhouse. When they cut the slaughterhouse ना, वो लोग जो मारते हैं, जो एनिमल को मारते हैं, हराम हराम बोल के मारते। When haram bolte hai to, the Lord is saying, hey, they have taken the Ram name. So let me give that pious credit to that one. Because he has taken the name of the Ram. Haram bola hai wo. But still, Krishna is so much angry, he has taken the name of my name, Ram. So I had to give that benedictions to him. I give that pious credit to him. That is what Krishna is saying. The Lord is so compassionate towards the jivas. That's what a beautiful verse coming here. Um, just I thought to say this one. The Lord Shiva's interventions to save Vritrasura showcase the unparalleled divine mercy. Even before formidable demon, the deity demonstrates the compassion and embarks on the mission to shield his creation from folly. So here this particular point explains when the Lord Vishnu takes the form of a young Brahmana to deceive the Vritrasura into the self-destruction. It is not out of malice, it is a compassionate act of a deliverance. By making the demon destroy himself, the Lord ends his suffering and protects the world from his potential havoc. These acts demonstrate the Lord's supreme intelligence and compassion rather than the punishing through the brute force. He uses the wisdom and mercy to restore the cosmic balance. Theologically, it reflects the Bhagavatam visions of the Lord as a Bhakta Vatsala, always affectionate towards his devotees, like Shiva or any all the jivas. For him, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dveshu Astina Priya. That's what Krishna says. Everybody's are equal. So whether Lord Shiva or Brahma or any of the jivas, he will always give that compassion. Through this example, we can take it. So number 3, the illusion of ignorance. This theme invites a deep reflection on a vital importance of a wisdom and discernment. It suggests that true knowledge encompasses the recognition of the interconnections of all beings and the reverberating impact of one's action throughout the cosmos, ultimately dispelling the illusion of ignorance. Here, very important point. The ignorance reflects the delusion caused by the material nature, Prakriti, governed by the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Lord Shiva, Ashitosha, he easily pleased, but is closely tied to the material realm. He oversees these modes as their presiding deities. Therefore, those who worship him for the material boons receive the result within the material domain, which are temporary and mixed with the suffering. This we already seen that one. Number B, Vritrasura blindness to the irony and inherent danger in the quest for power encapsulate the theme of ignorance. His misguided actions stem from the profound misunderstanding of a life, death, and the consequences of his desires. Number B, the role of faith and devotion. This theme powerfully illustrates that devotion must be directed towards the right ideals and beings. It warns against the danger of a blind faith that can mislead, promoting the pursuit of a genuine understanding and alien with the divine principles. That is what we are blessed to have this under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Because everything is answered. Not that I'm saying you have to follow. No, everything is answered here. And through the Shastric answers, we will get it. So that is what with the knowingly, if you do something, with the knowledgely you worship, that's what Krishna says in the 4th chapter also. Then things will be more effective and divine will be more pleased. Number B, the dialogue between the Vritrasura and the Supreme Lord, who approaches him in a disguise, underscores the critical nature of the faith and devotion. The Supreme Lord's gentle proceeding leads Vritrasura to his downfall, revealing his perils of misplaced path. I mean, basically, here we are talking about the devotion directed towards the various beings yields a diverse spiritual rewards. Those who worship demigods like Shiva obtain the temporary benefits. Those who worship Supreme again gain the spiritual realization. The number fifth, basically, I'll quickly go. So here Rukrasura demises was not merely a punishment, it was a natural outcome of his unrighteous desires. Shiva distress and Vishnu compassion together highlights these ethical structure of the universe. Actions born of selflessness lead to a destruction, while actions aligned with the dharma leads to a peace. Always dharma wins. That's what many stories we can see this one. Number six, the transcendence and liberation. This conclusion powerfully underscores the transformative potential and engaging with the divine narrative and teachings, suggesting that such connections can lead to moksha liberation. This theme not only emphasizes the life-altering power of the divine stories, but also instill the hope of audience spiritual journey. Very important here, especially for us. I mean, here Krishna, through this point, we are taking that unlike demigods who act within the modes of nature, Krishna acts beyond them. He is above the modes. So Shiva dependency on Vishnu shows that even the great beings are not independent of the Lord. Thus, the story redirects all of us. Devotion is the only way to get out of this material world. No, nothing else. Number seven, the complexity of a divine relationship. This complexity enriches our comprehension of a divine roles in the material world, illustrating the sacred is both immanently involved in and transcend above the human experience. It also suggests that a divine relationship mirror the intricacy of our human interactions, promoting profound introspection. Number B, the interactions among the Vrtrasara and Lord Shiva and the Supreme Lord unveil the intricate nature of the divine relationship, demonstrating how they can encompass the manipulations, testing, and the eventual resolution. This complexity deepens our understanding of the divine influence in the human affairs and pique the audience intellectual curiosity. The conclusion is here. Together, these themes creates a richly layered philosophical narrative that illuminates the human nature, divine interactions, and the moral ethics of the existence. They inspire readers to scrutinize their actions, seek a knowledge, and the deeper understanding of a divine interplay within a life. When we are studying this one now, we feel, well, we know this one. Why again and again it is mentioning? But when you look at the outer world, when you deal with the new people, so this is what the missing point here. So how many people are practicing Krishna consciousness seriously? 0.00001% compares to the whole population. So I was thinking, why Prabhuji again and again is mentioning here? We know this one. No. You look at the outer audience. So putting this 1.2 in their head it is a big task. That is what Srila Prabhupada say that making one devotee, we have to burn gallons of blood. Then one becomes one. We can make one devotee. That's what he was saying. Such difficult to make the devotees because this misconception is there in the outside world. So that way, I always please blessed when I am under the shelter of all of you and under shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Now we'll go to the Prabhu. Can we continue? I can
Yeah,
quickly.
continue, please.
Yes. Okay. So how do Vritrasura choices have vividly portrayed the universal struggle between the ambition and morality? Vritrasura choices are powerfully cautionary tale that starkly highlights the clash between the ambition and morality. We all discussed this one. His relentless pursuit of a power, coupled with the ethical dilemmas and personal ruins in a engenders strikes a chord with anyone grappling with a delicate balance between the aspirations and ethical conducts. So number two, how can devotee effectively navigate the challenges of a material success while maintaining their spiritual integrity? Very important here. What practical steps can take cultivate the discriminant and avoid a danger of misplaced faith of a depicted in the narrative. Cultivating the discriminant to navigate the perils of a misplaced faith is a transformative journey that requires introspection. Yet, that is very important. So, we don't want only the head knowledge. that head knowledge has to come to the heart, then only transformation happens. So there is what our introspection is very, very important in the path of bhakti, you know. So I might be knowing whole Bhagavad Gita by heart. What is the use if that head knowledge is not coming to our heart? So that is what Acharya is saying, that one introspection. So by learning the interrogate and blinds beliefs and discerning the motivations underlining their faith, individuals can align their devotion with the ideals that fosters a righteousness and deepen their spiritual connections. Number three, in what ways to do the themes of Prakasura story resonate the contemporary societal challenges surrounding the power and accountability? Very important. The themes woven throughout the Vritasura narrative are not merely relevant, they are strikingly applicable to the today's social challenges regarding the power and account. Every day we are seeing this one. Every day we are seeing this one. It's a powerful man, he wanted to ruin it up. Because the only thing is in their life is spirituality is a disconnection. Somehow if we connect, we are able to connect such powerful people, then this whole world becomes a Vaikunta. That's what Krishna Prabhupada's vision. That is a missing point we are taking here. Okay, now the 13 to 13, 14, 15 is a straightforward explanation by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurs. We'll just read the proposed beautifully pointed out here. Self-explanatory these purports until 16, 17 we'll explain, talk a little bit. Supremacy of a Lord Vishnu over Lord Shiva. This argument powerfully suggests that genuine liberation and bliss can only be achieved thoroughly the worship of Lord Vishnu, who transcends the material constraints and serves as the ultimate source of authentic happiness. This further highlights the turmoil faced Lord Shiva's devotees who often find themselves ensnared in the material desire. We all know that, we discussed this one. Another important point is there, whoever we are worshipping, suppose we are worshipping the Lord Shiva, I seen those who are worshipping Lord Shiva, na, his mood, I think they will be more very arrogant way or a very high temper way. That character passes. I'm not sure. I seen these people, those who are worshipping particular demigods. I don't know. I might be wrong. Charu Prabhu might correct this one. Those who are worshipping Lord Shiva, they are very anger way and very high temper. Very quickly they will get angry. All these steps I observed. I don't know. I might be wrong. Number B, the text boldly asserts that Lord Vishnu embodies the pinnacles of a divinity and transcending the three modes of material nature, Sattva, Raja, and Tamo. In contrast, while Lord Shiva wields a substantial power, he interacts with these material modes. The material versus transcendental experience. This duality illustrates the crucial principles. True spiritual fulfillment is realized through the alignment with the transcendental nature of Lord Vishnu, liberating devotees from material attachment and karmic entanglements. A striking destination is drawn between the experience of Lord Vishnu devotee and those of Shiva. Devotee of Vishnu rise above the material suffering because Lord Vishnu is above the modes and Shiva is still in the modes. Whereas follower of Shiva may be experience transient material gain yet remain trapped in the relentless cycle of birth and death. It doesn't mean that Acharya not saying that disrespecting a Shiva. No, no, no. We can always, if you if we are people are if we meet any of the Shiva worshipper, we are not discouraging them to worship Lord Shiva. But the mood of worship is we need to highlight that one. Otherwise, they will take it very offensively, you know. आप ISKCON वाले खाली कृष्ण को पकड़ के बैठा. That's what they always says. So that is what we have to be. Because some last week I met a Ganesha worshipper. He said that I don't want anything to hear. Only I want worshipping Ganesha. Then I have given around 10 pages of Ganesha from the scripture, from the Brahma Samhita and all, where the how the Ganesha is holding Govinda, the lotus feet and all. All other how the Ganesha is writing this Bhagavatam and all. Then she was a bit convinced, you know. Oh no, no, no. Okay, this sort of thing. You know, we don't want to disrespect any demigods here, but our aim is to through the demigod we can ask them, hey, give me the higher bhakti, Krishna bhakti. Then they will be more pleased. Because hope because these day to day we are dealing with these people, so we should be very cautious here. And the third one is nature of devotional service. This insight underscores the transformative power of bhakti, which purifies the devotees and liberates them from the past karmic bondage, revealing that the essence of a true devotion lies in the selfless love rather than the transcendental worship. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pointing out here. The passage elucidates the devotional service. Bhakti is not a means to attain the material benefits, but a pathway to the spiritual realization and liberation. Ahituki apratiyata ye atma suprasidati. So that is account. That is what Rupa Goswami also mentioning that the pure bhakti is. What is the pure bhakti definition, Rupa Goswami, as per Rupa Goswami? Anyone? Nectar of devotion.
Anya Balicha Sunyam,
Anyavilashita
Yes.
shunyam jnana
Jnana
karma
Karma
Thank you.
Dhyana.
dhyana
Anya Vilashita Sunyam.
anukulena
Yes.
Krishna
Anya Vilashita. We
anukulena
don't want Anya Vilashita. That is what he is. Thank you, Mataji. Very good. Thank you,
bhakti.
Prabhu. So now, divine mercy and suffering. This themes proposes that a divine plan often transcends our understanding. The challenge faced by a devotee are ultimately designed for their spiritual growth and to intensify their longing for God. The text explores the intriguing paradox of a divine suffering, suggesting that the Supreme Lord may subject to his devotion to trials not as a punishment, but to fortify their devotion and deepen their relationship with him. Another important point takeaway is here that when you say that hey, it is all divine, if the person is suffering, how devotee does, hey, come here, I'll do the Narsimha Kavacha for you. That's what they will give some, that's what moral support with the divine intervention in their life. It gives a more strong and more belief, more faith in the bhakti mark. That is what we need to. Along with this one, we try to do some remedial with the prayers, chant one extra round for their suffering. This way, divine intervention will come in their life. At least it will give some support to the devotees, suffering devotees. Role of materiality and spiritual growth. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, by comprehending these material challenges can catalyze a spiritual awakening. Devotees are inspired to view their experience as a stepping stones on their path to realization, fostering the resilience and deepening their faith. So another thing, the passage reflects on how material experience, both pleasure and pain, serve the significant purposes in the spiritual journey. The contrast between the material and spiritual experience highlights the importance of recognizing the ephemeral nature of the material world. I mean, basically, this world is suffering. And another important Brahma says in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, 58 verse. Raksha Mataji, you want to recite that verse? So he's
No,
saying that
Prabhuji, I don't know that part.
basically we have. Yes, you want to recite Mataji? 10, 15,
Sorry,
58.
Prabhuji, I did not get it now.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Thank you. So basically, Krishna is saying that we have a oceans of problems. No problem, no doubt. When you take on the shelter of the Lord, this ocean of water becomes the problem, becomes the water in the corpse footprint. That's what he say, that one. Um, I forgot 10, 14, 58. It is there, but I forgot that verse. Next time we'll recite that one. And the sixth one is reciprocal relationship between the devotees and divine. These reciprocal dynamics underscore the personalized nature of the devotion, illustrating the authentic, transcend mere rituals and doctrine, and is rooted in a heartfelt connection
Prabhuji, I get
with
it
God.
that verse. May I?
Yes.
तमाश्रिताये पदपल्लवप्लवम् महत्पदं पुण्ययशो मुरारे भवाम्बुति वत्सपदं परं पदं 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 यद्विपदं न तेषाम्.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mother. Very nice. I mean, we have so much problem is there, but when you surrender to the Lord, that whole problems become the water in the corpse footprint. So that we can easily cross over. That crossing over that problems also Krishna gives because we put every responsibility on a Krishna's shoulder. So that is how Krishna is saying here. The conclusion here, this passage emphasizes the transcendental essence of our Lord Vishnu the importance of pure devotional service, the role of divine mercy amidst of suffering, and the transformative journey of a devotee navigating the complexities of a material world. Each theme invites a deeper engagement with the spiritual, that the principle of devotion and relational understanding of the divine. We'll go to the next quickly. What a specific practice can devotee of the Lord Vishnu engage in to deepen their connection and a realization of a divine love? Devotee of a Lord Vishnu can deepen their connection and experience of a divine love by engaging a practice such as chanting sacred names like Hare Krishna Mahamantra, practicing prayerfully in a temple worship rituals, immersing themselves in the scripture like the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, cultivating the virtues, humility, compassion, and selfless service. And more importantly, taking the darshan of um, elevated souls like Charu Prabhu and all your Vaishnavas. That blessing itself is that seeing their um, Sharad Prabhus. They're taking their darshan itself is, or all the many karmas, many sinful activities, evaporate. That's what Shastra explains, because they surrender everything to the Lord. They given everything to the Lord. So that is what I can take away here. And how can one reconcile the experience of the suffering as a part of the divine mercy with a desire for the life free from pain? Reconciling the understanding of suffering as an expression of a divine mercy with our innate desire for a life devoid of pain involves recognizing that these trials often serve as a greater purpose. In what ways do the teachings around the devotion to Lord Vishnu influence the daily life and personal relationship among the practitioners? The teachings surrounding devotion to Lord Vishnu profoundly shape a daily life and a personal relationship by instilling the sense of selflessness, gratitude, and empathy in the practitioner. So that is what he's saying. If we want to become the opulent people, so Bhagavatam explains the gratitude is one of the quality. So 4:21:44 verse states how to become the world opulent person in our life. Four qualities he said. One is gratitude is also one of that one. So that's what this Vishnu's Bhaktas able to get that point. Now the number 17. So Vishwanath Chakravarti write the divine compassion and protection on the themes highlight the belief that deities are not only embodiment of a compassion but also deeply committed to the well-being of their devotees, serving as a protectors against a misguided action that threat, threatens one's existence. So here the main idea explains that Lord compassion extend even to the unworthy, but always operates under the supreme intelligence of the Lord will. Parameshwara Sankalpa. This means the deity, Shiva in this case, shows a mercy according to the person's capacity, yet does not lose a sight of the soul's ultimate welfare. Number B, the narrative powerfully illustrates the Lord Shiva's profound compassion as he steps in the shield of Vrikasura from the self-destruction. This intervention underscores the divine essential role as the guardian of life. The consequences of a wounds. These themes underscores the necessity of a divine favors to extended with a caution, as their abuse can lead to the catastrophic outcomes, reflecting the dual edged nature of the power capable of both creation and destruction. The story raises the critical questions regarding the wisdom of the granting boons, especially to those with a malicious intent. Lord Shiva blessings to Rukasura evolves into a source of a fear for himself, unveiling the intricate complexity of a divine gifts. So that is what we explained till now. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is also writing here. Number 3, I think last one more slide, please bear with me for a couple of minutes. Number 3, intervention of other deities. This illustrates that divine authority is not an isolated phenomenon. Rather, it's a function within the network of relationship, where each deity plays a pivotal role in upholding dharma, cosmic order. Lord Vishnu's intervention emphasizes the collaborative nature of a divine blessings in rectifying the cosmic imbalances, His appearance as a humble celibate symbolizes the essence of humility and wisdom. End of the day, he is ultimate. Whatever the imbalances are, he is going to balance it. Even this demigod, so much powerful demigods like Brahma, Shiva, they are all making the mistakes. But at the end of the day, Vishnu is going to take care of that. The role of austerity and wisdom. This stresses that authentic spiritual practices must be harmonized with the ethical consideration, advocating for a balanced approach to a devotion that promotes the wisdom and compassion over the self-harm. So here we need to always, especially we are bhakti, yes, we can always take the inspiration, but we cannot imitate. So that is what everybody is having their own challenges. We don't want to harm and disturb the families, but we can try to stretch. It is, in the science there is a 2 3 points: elasticity, plasticity, and breaking point. Elasticity means we can pull that rubber as long as it is able to pull it up. When you leave it again, it will come to the close position. Similarly, when you take a little bit of a extra effort in bhakti, that is what always mercy comes. Try to stretch it up. We should not stretch it up. This whole thing will break it up. No, we have to stretch it in such a way that still without imbalancing our day-to-day activities, we have to stretch in the bhakti. There, the our mercy we are able to get it when you stretch that our life little bit towards the get the mercy. Or class or extreme worship through the self mutilations highlights the potential pearls of a devotion taken to the extreme. Concurrently, Lord Vishnu's admonitions reminds us that true wisdom lies in the recognizing the limits of the one's actions and desires. So, five, the moral responsibility and accountability. This reinforces the concept that even divine beings advocates the accountability, teachings that one's decision should consider their broader implications on the life and the universe. B. The Lord Vishnu gentle rebuke of Rudrasura serves as a profound reminder that individual must be bear a moral responsibility for their choices, urging them to reflect on their intention, the consequences of their affection. Freedom from suffering through the divine narratives. This reflects the belief that engaging the divine narratives fosters the spiritual liberation, nurturing the connection with the divine that transcends the ordinary suffering and encouraging the profound personal growth. I mean, basically, many people comes with so many sufferings, so many problems. But when you read this personalities, problems of the life, our problems do not even exist. That is what I always say to the devotees when they come up with a problem. When you read the Bhagavatam, something like that, this type of stories, the problem, the devotees gone through so much, but end of the day, the ultimate success is in the Krishna's bhakti. The act of recounting the Lord Shiva's deliverance by Lord Vishnu is portrayed as a pathway to liberation from force and the cycle of birth and death, highlighting the transformative potential of storytelling in the spiritual practices. I think this is the last verse. What a specific criteria should be considered when the bestowing the divine boon to ensure they are not misused, to avoid the misuse of a divine boons. It is a imperative to evaluate the intent and the character of the recipient thoroughly. Boon should be granted only to those who demonstrate the steadfast commitment to the ethical behavior, deep understanding, responsibility, and sincere aspiration for upliftment. I mean, basically, even in our GBC also mentioned it for the giving the initiation also. So many rules and regulations are there. Why we want that spiritual maturity, so responsibility to get the connect to the persons to the parampara system. Other, we don't want to make a havoc inside our Guru Parampara. That is what they created. This all the list. A tick box, we have to do it. Aspiring 6 month wait, shelter 6 month wait, then initiation, then first initiation, wait for some more time, then Brahmana initiation. So many tick boxes are there because that maturity responsibility has to bring within us. How can a devotee ensure that their expressions of a devotion remain balanced and do not lead to the self-harm? Devotee can achieve the balanced expression of a devotion thoroughly, rigorously self-reflection and moderation. Engaging the teachings that emphasize the compassion and ethical conduct will help align their devotion with the wisdom. In what ways can the narrative of a divine intervention serve as a practical guidance for individual facing the moral dilemmas in their lives? Narratives of a divine intervention provide invaluable moral and ethical lessons guiding the individuals through personal challenges. These stories illustrate the repercussions of our actions and promote the virtues of compassion, accountability, and humility, and promoting an individual to critically reflect on their choices and their broader impact on themselves and others. So nice question, this one. Okay, with this note, I will conclude. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Please forgive me. My unlimited mistakes is we will all learn it. So please bless me so that I can correct myself, can practice bhakti. Srila Prabhupada ki
Prabhuji,
jai.
you've done
Okay.
excellent.
Very well.
Very well done. Nice analogies, nice examples.
Thank you, Prabhu.
What that I liked about that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. So wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam. Thank you.
Nicely explained, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Very
Prabhuji.
wonderful class.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for making this difficult points easy. Thank you.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam, Prabhuji. Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Wait,
So it
these
is all
three,
goes to
this
yes,
is,
please.
you gave wonderful explanation about never satisfied with these three and always satisfied with these three. It is very helpful for us. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Sanjay.
Prabhuji. So this is a
Hare
simple
Krishna.
story, right? So very simple story, like Shiva bless and he want to test. It's nothing unusual, right? So the gratitude is not there, the demonic nature is there, but such a simple story, how it is analyzed, right? When you look through the lenses and you see the different parameters are put and how it is analyzed. I think that is really, I did not expect that it will go, and
Prabhu,
Charuji
even
brought out.
almost I read this particular slide, Prabhu, how Charu Prabhu
Yeah,
bring
comes
this
up
so
with,
many points out of the story.
yeah.
I read कम से कम अराउंड 6-7 बार तो मैं पढ़ा है मेरे को पहले समझने के लिए तो मैं 5-6 बार पढ़ा है प्रभु इसको बिल्कुल मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता इतना पॉइंट कैसा है इसमें से
Yeah, but it
This
brings
was
out, it's not the only story, right? For a devotee, this is the lesson. Srimad Bhagavatam, why those great people?
No. I mean, basically, no. I'm not
The
correct.
Srimad Bhagavatam, all these stories are
I mean,
shown.
basically, that is what the correct. I mean, basically, Prabhu, that is what the devotees think in a different way. So many bigger picture they will see. But
Right.
the condition, so like me, I'm not able to see one. I'm only going in one direction. That's what the difference is. That's what I'm highlighting here.
no,
Yeah, but
Prabhuji, this particular PowerPoints I did about 4 months ago, and in
Yes,
the intervening time, I've been trying so many different ways doing things. So you notice that it's not just the same technique or same approach I have.
No.
So many different approaches I'm experimenting with it.
But
Correct.
Prabhuji,
And
here,
I
No,
do
Prabhu, I
get
can see
help
that
from
when I
AI.
go to very deep into.
I take help from AI, but basically I need to. I always have to keep on telling the AI do different way. So different suggestions I make, and they just put it in the words, because many times I don't get satisfied, and then I give just today this example. I'll tell you that class I'll be giving very shortly about the Upanishads. I will tell you that because that Upanishads classes will be done in just about few weeks only. Sharad Prabhuji, you want to make some comments? Prabhuji has done an excellent job. Everybody should really congratulate him.
Prabhuji, I have one question, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, always there is a fight between Vishnu Bhakta और Shiva Bhakta. तो अगर
Actually,
वो
remember,
श्रीमद्
people have a
भागवतम
wrong impression. The Lord Shiva, remember, he has a Shiva Sampradaya, one of the Vaishnava Sampradaya is Shiva.
हाँ
You see, the
रुद्र
demons-
संप्रदाय प्रभु जी
Yeah. So Shivaji and even Bhagavatam, the Shiva Gita is there, remember?
Yes,
Bhagavatam.
Prabhuji.
So
Rudra
what you
Gita, huh?
ask, he gives that. He can give a, he's the best, it's, Prabhupada said, he's the Vaishnavam Yatha Shambhu.
Shambhu.
He's the best Vaishnava, topmost Vaishnava. But you depends on what you ask from him. The demons don't learn.
Yeah, even he writes about Radha Kataksha, right? So what a glorious, how he described the Radha Ranis, right? Radha Kataksha.
Thousand name of Radharani is also given by Shivji.
Shivji, okay.
Sahasra, Radha Sahasra Nam.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. Very, very learning session. So many anecdotes, as Mataji said. The one which strikes me were two things: the three things to be satisfied, three things not to be satisfied. Very, very important and very good takeaways. And then you mentioned about humility and what is that one more thing you said? Like, okay,
Surrender.
these are something we should
Humbleness.
that's humility. So we should tie like a strap and be dog of Lord Chaitanya. So wonderful. Very, very
He gave such
glued
wonderful,
into.
wonderful analogies. Really, that's his originality.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yeah, even gratitude point is so heart touching here.
Sharad Prabhuji, you got a chance to speak.
Yes, Prabhuji, since no questions are coming, I'll just remind about one verse in this chapter, 10.88.8, the 8th verse. Charu Prabhuji was referring to this also. Yasyaham anugrahami harishyeta dharam sanaye. Now, why the Supreme Lord, he steals away, he makes the man suffer by losing his wealth, and he brings this suffering to the devotees. And why he does this? Now, this has been very nicely described by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura in a number of pages in his commentary. And you will find this explanation in many other places also. Now, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami, he explains how a Vaishnava is relieved of all karmic reactions, including those who have not yet begun to manifest aprarabdha. But this also we are talking about today. In this connection, I want to just say one thing. Like when we come to the path of devotional service, all our karmas, that is the sanchit karmas. Sanchit karma means all those which are in store and we have not yet, they have not come to us, they have not been allotted to us by Lord Brahma in a lifetime. And everything, what in this life we have done, all things get burnt. But one thing does not get burnt, that is the prarabdha. Now, why? The acharyas, they have described this region also very nicely. They say that what is the reason of our staying alive? This is to reap the harvest of the prarabdha. Now, if prarabdha finishes instantly, then the individual will die instantly. Then what will happen? When it is seen by others, then these abhaktas, those who are not devotees, they will say, see, this person, he was practicing devotional service and he died instantly. So that is the reason the Lord does not nullify the prarabdha, all the prarabdha, but since devotee is worshipping the Supreme Lord, he is loving, he is rendering loving devotional service to the Lord, he lessens it. It becomes much less. Suppose one's hand was to be cut off, then he will get some scratches and it will be counted in that. So that's how it is done. And these are the various means through which the Lord is helping us. And if you, each one of us, we go back to our life story and see the intervention of the Lord in each and every stage, you'll realize that the Lord has been helping us everywhere. Now, why this verse then says that he takes away everything? This is to deepen our love for him. Like later on in the 11th canto, we'll be hearing the story of the Avanti Brahmana. That things will be very, very clear. That is a very, very nice and great story. Now, here in the context, we can say that Krishna Bhakti destroys all karmic reactions, and it is given out in this by the slides also in Gopal Tapani Upanishad. It has been clearly given that devotional service is the process of worshipping the Supreme Lord, and it consists of fixing one's mind upon the Supreme Lord. And in that, what happens, the devotee becomes disinterested in all material designations, both in this life and in the next life. And it results in the dissolution of all karma. Now, from this, we can learn that if you want to find out if you are improving, if you are developing in this devotional service or not, then when your love for the Supreme Lord increases, your love and attachment for the material things, they keep on decreasing. And that is the sign that we are improving in the devotional service, that one should try to think. And the meaning of this is that one should be freed from material desires. Actually, why we have taken birth in this the body, in this material world, it is because of our material desires in our previous lifetimes. Now, if we can fix our mind and senses on the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna's service, Bhakti Bhajanam, and become free from karma. And this must be the meaning of this verse. Therefore, by doing bhajana, all karmas are destroyed, even though the devotee is still situated in the material body. And this happens due to the inconceivable mercy of the Supreme Lord, who bestows the fruits of devotion. Then you can ask one question, that even the great devotees, even very high class devotees, they also face so many problems. But all these problems, all these issues, they are put forward, they are brought before the devotee by the Supreme Lord, because he does not want to take anybody to his dhama without taking a test. And you have to pass in all the tests. And that's why he has been doing. As it happens, the gold, when it is put in the fire, then it gets purified. Like this, all these unhappy situations, difficulties, tribulations in the life, they purify us and makes us fit for going to the Lord's Dhama. But if the Lord is so compassionate to his devotees, why does he expose them to special suffering? The answer is given in the analogy. A very affectionate father takes the responsibility of restricting his children's play, and making them go to the school and study there. He knows that this is a genuine expression of love for them, even if the children cannot appreciate it. They don't like to go to the school, they don't want to study, they want to play all the day. But still, the parents forcibly they send them to the school. And this is because it is for their good. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is very, very merciful, but at the same time, he is very, very strict with all his deponents, not only with immature devotees struggling to become qualified. Even persons like Prahlad, Dhruva, they were subjected to great tribulations. But in the end, the Lord gave them profuse enjoyment of wealth and material happiness. On the other hand, persons like Yudhishthira, the crushed jewel of all the saints, have experienced great unhappiness. And after the battle of Kurukshetra, Bhismadeva described to King Yudhishthira his wonder about all this. This is given in the Mahabharata. He said that how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time. It is irreversible. Otherwise, how can be reverses in the presence of King Yudhishthira, the son of the demigod controlling religion? Bhima, the great fighter with club, the great bowman, Arjuna with his mighty weapon Gandiva, and all above all the Lord, the direct well-wisher of the Pandavas. No one can know the plan of Lord Krishna. Even though great philosophers they inquire exhaustively, they are also bewildered because of this. And thus the conclusion is that only the Lord Himself, who is very, very affectionate to His devotees, knows his intentions and no one else. And one should refer to Vishnu's prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why we should have total faith on the Supreme Lord because He is doing good to us. Even though ourselves we feel tribulations, we feel a lot of unhappiness because of various problems which come to us, but that is for a reason, and we should accept that. And then only, not only will be happy, but also will progress in the path of devotional service. So this we should remember. This is very, very important in life. We should not get disturbed by whatever happens to us or whatever has been happening to us in our life. We should take it that the Lord is doing it for our good. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Rajiv Prabhuji, Dandava Prabhu. So wonderful session, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
No questions, Prabhu, but the overall you got the essence, like everything, all the points, whatever you mentioned is so wonderful, Prabhu. We have to remember in lifetime. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. So many nice pointers to take home. My one small question is, how can we explain this story to a Shiva devotee? Because it's so unbelievable that principal demigod and Lord Shiva can run for his life, and one insignificant demon can chase him. It is so difficult to digest this one, even for us, because we are considering Lord Shiva as a Param Vaishnav.
Here basically Vyasadeva is trying to describe the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. As we have seen so many stories, none of these demigods, what to talk of demigods, even Lord Balrama, like in that Leela, you would remember Lord Balrama, he also didn't know for 1 year that all these coward boys, they were Krishna himself. So it is, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and that's what is being proved in this whole story. And nobody can be greater than him, and he protects everybody, not only us, the lesser human beings, but also the demigods. And demigods like of the stature of Brahma and Shiva, he protects them also. He is the protector of everybody. That is what is coming up in this story.
Yeah, also Prabhuji, Banasura story also, right? So he shows the glory of, how at the end he blesses and how he comes up and begs to protect the Banasura also. And,
Yes.
that conversation. So I think the essence is that ultimately Vishnu he is the supreme, but Mataji's question is that very difficult for the
Yeah,
people to justify or understand how come Lord Shiva, is such
that's
a
what.
running. Then we have to see the Mohini Roop also. How come Lord Shiva was running after that Roop? So what kind of things we see, right? We have to connect so many pastimes together and see what he brings up, right?
There is also that
And another
story,
Archana Mataji,
Radhavinato, that story you're telling. One has to properly understand that story. Excuse me. That story is very good story actually, but you have to properly understand in right perspective. Lord Shiva, people criticize Lord Shiva for that running after Mohini. But remember, who is that Mohini? Mohini is Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva doesn't get attracted like that, except, I'm forgiving for that. Please go ahead.
I mean, Archana Mataji, I normally I do come up with this questions in the classes and also. One thing I say that when in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Lila 11th chapter 31st verse Shivji's quotation is given here. Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Lord Shiva himself is saying this one. I am not saying this one. Even don't worry about the Bhagavatam. Padma Purana statement is this one. Lord Shiva himself is stating. Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. So that is what I try to quote this one, apart from this couple of stories also, Mataji.
Thank
So
you,
this
Prabhu.
way, he himself is
I have
stating.
no, I have, no, I didn't even go up till that. I didn't even go up till Lord Vishnu protecting Lord Shiva. I didn't go up till that point. My point is even
Yeah,
before
that's
that.
what.
That how can an
Before that one,
insignificant demon go behind a great personality like Lord Shiva? I mean, okay, from my side, I can try to just little bit explain. I don't know how far it is correct. Please guide me if I do any mistake. Um I feel that just like Krishna is aham bhakta paradina, Krishna is like that. So I'm subservient to my even my devotees, pure devotees. Like that, even the pure devotees, great devotees, are always subservient to Krishna. They want to show Krishna is the best, Krishna is the wonderful, and he in that horde, what you say, in that this inspired to do that, to show everywhere, anywhere, wherever I can show Krishna is the best, Krishna is the best. So running after that, then Lord Shiva's personalities like Lord Shiva, they even take up such menial roles like this. Like in a drama, you take roles, right? Small roles. So Lord Shiva is taking roles like, I'm going to fall for Mohini Murti. I'm going to come without any clothes in front of even all these rishis, great rishis. Don't care because my Lord is the supreme. I want to show my Lord is the supreme. I want to everywhere, even in Rikasura, even in Banasura, anywhere time, I want to show my Krishna is the supreme. My Krishna is so how much Lord Shiva wants to show that Krishna is the supreme. That is coming out in all these
Yeah.
episodes. That's what I feel. I don't know. It's my perspective.
But
There
that
is a
is
very
correct also. Yeah.
strange relationship between Krishna, Vishnu, between the Supreme Lord, especially Ramachandra, and Shivji. There's a interactive. Both worship each other. In fact, I'm telling you, I've been watching lately. This series started, new series about Ramayana, Srimad Ramayana. Very, really wonderful, so beautifully they made that. I really recommend very highly watch that Srimad Ramayana series. Excellently produced. So there it is actually shown that the reciprocal loving relationship that Lord Shiva and Lord Ramachandra have each other, for each other.
Yeah, but Prabhuji, Tulsi Ramayan, it starts with the Lord Shiva. He's narrating to Parvati. The whole narration is like that. So when you go for the Leela, that is okay. You can see there. But when the what you call Tattvas and other thing comes, this is where whole thing falls apart. Right?
प्रभु जी
So
मुझे
people,
लगता है पर्पस ऑफ डूइंग ऑल दिस लीला इज टू सर्व लॉर्ड ओनली.
yeah,
ये द्वारा उनकी भक्ति भगवान की वे सेवा ही कर रहे हैं वो.
yeah,
Thank you. I think we are approaching the time limit.
yeah.
So, Samatha Mataji, are you there? Or she might have
Yes,
stopped.
Prabhu.
Yeah, Samatha Mataji, could you do that in a short prayer, please?
Sure, sure. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladaladaine. Praladaladaine. Hiranya Kashipurvaksha. Hiranyakashipurvaksha Shilatanka Nakhalai Shilatanka Nakhalai Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Bhai narsimha, hridaye narsimha. Bhai narsimha, hridaye narsimha. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapate. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapate. Tava karakamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringa keshavadrita narari rupa जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम अद्भुत शृंगाम दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु धनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे हरे
Krishna,
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare Hare,
राम
Hare
राम
Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram.
हरे कृष्णा
Srila
प्रभु जी
Prabhupada.
धन्यवाद
Jai
प्रणाम
Srila
all devotees
Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्ण
Thank you very much, all the Vaishnavas. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. And Rajiv Prabhuji, congratulations. You've done a wonderful seva today. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you. Hare Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very
थैंक यू
much.
प्रभु
Thank you,
जी, थैंक यू
Prabhuji.
राजीव प्रभु
Thank you,
जी,
Chandrapada. Thank you,
थैंक यू ऑल
Chandrapada. Thank you,
डिवोटी.
Sarat
हरे
Prabhuji.
कृष्णा.
Thank you all.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम टू
Thank
ऑल
you all
डिवोटी.
devotees.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम टू ऑल डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण
To all.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Sanjeev Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Sharad Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji. Wonderful darshan, Lakshmi Narasimha.
Hare Krishna. Yes, this is from our Bangalore, ISKCON Narasimha Gidari. So,
Jai Hari.
I thought,
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
thank you,
Guruji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you, Charu Prabhuji.
Thank